Okay, so I don't really know how to do anything but just start this video. Sonic Omens is the most controversial Sonic fan game that we currently have on the internet. And since everyone else is throwing their shoe into the pile, I guess I'll do the same. I have always been a massive Sonic fan. It was one of the first games that I actually grew up with. And ironically enough, it was Sonic Adventure that I started with and had to backtrack to the classic games. But that's not the point of being here. I've been a Sonic fan for a really long time. So I know what I like. And Sonic Omens provides me with what I enjoy. A very fast-paced Sonic experience where I can just zip through good-looking levels with good music, or just listen to some other music on the side if I feel like it, and just have a good time. Now, there's a lot of debate to be made as to whether, in my mind, people will see this game as a good thing or not. Because of one thing. The developers are horrible people. Or at least, a few of them are. And to that, this is unscripted, by the way. It's not as professional as it should be, and that's fine. I just want to get my word out there that this, to me, is one of the greatest Sonic fan game experiences that I've ever had, because it's one of the only Sonic fan games, 3D at least, that has its own story and tries to bring at least a certain level of professionalism to, or completion to, the Sonic format. Sonic GT, also an amazing game, but those two are viewed in two different lenses. This is the boost formula, and Sonic GT is pure momentum based. While the two have similarities in how fast Sonic can go, they are fundamentally different, at least in the way that they're programmed. This game has its moments where it can irritate you, but that's every game. No game is going to all of a sudden become a bad game, quote unquote, because it has levels that irritate you. Those are the levels that are going to be just bad levels, in your opinion. The game in question has done nothing but try to change the script and give you a challenge. And if it gave you a challenge, it did its job. You can argue, oh, but it did it poorly. Well, that's, in this case, none of our concern. We can critique the games as we like that these developers put out for us. And whether they did it for underhanded reason or another is not something that we can blame on the game. Remember, the development team and the game are two completely different things. If Akira Toriyama was a total asshole in real life, right? This is not going to be a kids video. I'm sorry, YouTube, but yeah. If any creator was an asshole outside of their domain, but they made one of the best stories or games of all time, would the game be reviewed poorly? For some reason, yes. My whole point in this video is to say that I personally enjoyed 70% of this game. The same way I enjoyed 60% of Sonic 06, Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. There are always going to be good and bad qualities to any game depending on the person. And also depending on the person, there is going to be horrible experiences that could quote-unquote ruin the game for them. Even though those same people would have played the game and had no issues up to that point and said, oh wow, this is really something great. Every single person I've seen stream Sonic Omens, and I've seen at least 4 to 5 streams in full and skimmed through about 7 more, have said, oh wow, this is looking like a great game. It looks great, it handles well, and by the end, the boss fight that's supposed to challenge you, the levels that are supposed to push you to your breaking point in terms of frustration, did just that. They accomplished their goal. They made you work to win. And people are now saying that the game is trash, utter garbage. Yeah, there are some problems here and there, but if they touch up on those problems, great. They don't have to. This was a game for the community. If the community does not like something that they get, which is now free, and is one of the most ambitious projects out there as a fan game, well, that's on them. There's nothing else really to be said about it. This was a gift to us. And even though at one point, or multiple points, the team was trying to make money off of this project, you can't do that. Sega must be really lenient to have let them off the hook and let people continue making fan games like this, because what they did was wrong. But again, that is not the point of the video. The point of the video is to address Sonic Omens the game, not Sonic Omens development company, Ouroboros Studios. And I feel like there's that major disconnect right now that's like, oh, the developers are such bad people, they can't have made a game that's good, or oh, this level's so glitchy, or oh, this level is so long and annoying and it just ruins the whole game. The utility in that statement is astronomical. If you've had a good time playing the game relatively for more than half of the experience, and then you get to one level that pushes you more than any of the rest, to the point to where you think the entirety of the game has been ruined, yes, you might have been disillusioned from the game being a bit more challenging than you initially thought or wanted, but what just happened to the good that was, you know, present 30 to 40 minutes ago, as an example? It baffles my mind to see that we can have things like this be completely overshadowed by just one thing in the game alone. And that to me is wild, because I enjoy this game. Many people on the internet enjoy this game. Many people on the internet play this game and thus have the right to make their own opinions on the game. If you are someone who has seen someone else on YouTube suffer, quote unquote, through this game and decide, oh, I don't want to try it for myself, it's so bad, it looks so bad, that's not a fair judgment. In my personal opinion, and you don't have to listen to my opinion, I'm just putting it out there, if you don't try a game out for yourself and are only saying what the masses say because, like, you don't have a spine, you follow what everyone says on the internet, or the mass majority, because you don't want to be the odd one out. Well, I said earlier in this video, I am a fan of Sonic 06. I will always stand by that, because Sonic 06 was one of the first games I also played as well. It was Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, which I never beat, until recently, actually. Sonic Heroes, I tried Sonic 1, 2, and 3, Sonic's 1, 2, and 3, I didn't beat any of those. they just weren't for me. I grew up in the adventure era. And for me, there was a lot more wrong with even a more polished game like Sonic DX than Sonic 06. Why? Because I didn't discover that many glitches in something like Sonic 06. Yeah, they popped up, but to me, and as per my experience, Sonic 06 was a actual, like, really fun game. Good music, and even though some of them weren't the best tracks, his world is amazing. Crisis City is still one of the Sonic community's favorite songs to put in modern Sonic games, or Sonic fan games, or things like that, or of that nature. There's good to be taken in any situation when it comes to games and all that. I might be repeating myself. Like I said, this is not a scripted video. It mainly all comes down to what you enjoy, because your experience is your experience. You can sympathize with others, or you can make a claim that oh yeah, this should really be fixed. Oh yeah, they should really brush up on this. Well, this is the Sonic fan game community. How about, instead of saying something like that, you do it yourself? We make these games. We're not all talented directors, right? We're not all talented producers, right? But the Sonic fan game community has done some amazing stuff in the past. If you want something improved and it was given to you for free, do it yourself, or wait for someone else to do it, because like I said, there's always going to be someone who's had a better or worse experience than another, and some of us have the power to enhance those experiences of our own volition. Should we? Maybe not, but you're putting your opinion out there that something's bad or something's good. If you want it better, people have been shown to make Sonic games that were already existing better. Take Chaos X. Not Chaos. Yeah, no, Chaos. Chaos X making Project 06 is a showcase of someone who had a lot of passion for something that they grew up with. I'm assuming, at least. And they're doing something to better the reputation of something that they might have enjoyed growing up. So, when it comes down to something like Sonic Omens, the community consensus is that it's bad for right now, but why not take it into your own hands and offer Ouroboros Studios, or just do it on your own time, a few fixes? Better voice acting, like, I am Shadow the Hedgehog. Something. I was not ready to do an impression. Sonic's voice is kind of easy to impersonate. Tails, get a woman for that. Oh man, that was probably not. Cut that out. Cut that out. When it comes to everything else in regards to that, we have the potential to recreate both official AAA Sonic game titles and better other community fan games. This is the Infinity engine that this game runs on. It wouldn't be too hard to touch up some things here and there for anyone with a little bit of programming experience, I'm sure. Yeah, it would be time consuming, but if the community wants a better version of this game, it's not out of reach. But let me ask you, those of you watching this video right now, How much of this gameplay that I'm putting up right now, do you think is mine? If your answer is none of it, you're dead wrong. If your answer is all of it, congratulations, you're correct. Everything you've been watching right now was a recording of me for the past hour going through and trying to get some of the best runs in this game that I could on some of my favorite stages for all of you. Was there some glitches? Yeah, sure. Was there some annoyance? Yeah, sure. The only annoyances that popped up were the fact that I got hit at an inconvenient point and wanted to showcase something better for all of you. There's nothing wrong with the game in that case. There's a lot of instances where people who were playing this game on Twitch lost their composure for the final boss, which I'll put up right now. And I just don't get it. The final boss is supposed to challenge you, right? It's easy enough to beat once you know it. And that's the issue that most people seem to have. They don't really seem keen on the idea of learning the fight as they go, which doesn't really make sense considering how you want the game to be better but also challenging because the beginning portion's too easy. Yes, I've seen some complaints like that, and then when it meets your expectations and pulls the wool from over your eyes and shows you how challenging it can really be, there's a problem. Just like in the actual development process for Sonic games, you can't listen to everything at once because some people want some things, others want another. And providing both facets what they want is impossible. You have to tailor to one and one alone. Is that understandable? Like, I can make the game harder, and then once it's harder, it's too hard and you want it to be easier. Otherwise, it's a bad game. There's little middle ground there. It could be easy enough to breeze through in like 30 minutes, or it could be so hard that it takes you 5 hours to complete. And personally, I would prefer to go through a Sonic game that has my attention for 5 to 6 hours. If I just picked it up and was done with it in 2 hours or something like that, I'd be feeling empty. Yeah, my experience could have been great, perfect even. But if I'm picking up and putting down the game in not even a third of a day or a fourth of a day, and I'm only picking it up again for repetition instead of new content, then, well, then we get into issues of like what Roblox deals with. Do you want things to be something that you can hold on to and enjoy for the time being, or do you want to have it hold your hand all the way through? Because if you want something to hold your hand all the way through, tough luck. That's not what it's there for. If you came for a challenge like most people in this generation do, Sonic Omens is there for you. It's what I would consider to be, and I know most people are going to hate what I'm going to say here, it is the new generation Sonic 06. Not Forces 06, not Boom 06. And where did 06 succeed where those other two failed? It provided you an actual challenge instead of holding your hand all the way through the story. I picked up Sonic Forces and put it down 5 hours later. That is a AAA release of a Sonic game. Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. I game shared Sonic Forces from a friend and put it down in 3 hours. Yeah, see, a lot of the things that game did was have you run straight, do a lot of homing attacks, and run straight again. Sonic Omens and Sonic 06 respectively give you not the option, the need to choose your path. Because once you're on it, you won't be able to change course in most scenarios. And things like that are why certain people manage to go onto an upper path in, let's say, 06 in comparison to a lower path, or left versus right, and one path just gets you to the goal much faster than the other, or one is a clear shot to the goal, but you have a lot of obstacles before you. It's all a matter of perspective. Oh, right, yeah. I should probably preface this. United Railroad, the newest stage and the only stage for Shadow to actually run through in this update of Sonic Omens. There was a lot, and I do mean a lot of times, I tried to get the perfect run. It never worked out. I had to, and I had to actually quit trying to get a perfect run on this, because for one, the stage is really long, and for two, it was just too many unfortunate circumstances after another. Did I ever get cheated by the game? I'd say once or twice. Other times I missed time to boost or missed time to chaos control, and that's just how it went. Even now, while I've memorized most of these stages from start to finish, they still find a way to make me say, ah, shoot, I should have done this, I should have done that, that shouldn't have happened. And I feel like that's refreshing, instead of something like, again, I'm going to bring up Sonic GT here. I don't ever have a moment where in Sonic GT I feel like I could have done better. Because the game basically plays itself. And that's not what I want from a Sonic game. Forces and Generations, reluctantly I have to say, just kind of play themselves. I'm from the Adventure era. I'm from the Adventure and Adventure 2 era. I don't want the game to play Sonic for me. I want to go on that adventure. I want to choose my path. I want to be in control of everything that all my people go through. And when I'm playing something like Sonic Forces or Generations or Sonic GT, while I'm holding the controller, all I'm really doing is going down the beaten paths sitting right in front of me. And don't get me wrong, GT is an amazing game. It does actually have a lot of great nuances to it, such as a few differing paths, which is needed in a Sonic game. But I actually am able to get lost in an Adventure 1 stage. I don't think you heard me. I am actually able to lose my way and get lost in a Sonic Adventure 1 stage. And not just one of them. Ice Cap, Windy Valley, and maybe not... Actually, yeah. Speed Highway. The bosses were challenging, and there was nothing wrong with that. I was young back then, so I might have thought that the bosses were a little too hard, but again, when you're dealing with a Sonic game here, that level of challenge is what you need. Yes, Sonic is something that should be picked up by a younger audience, but it doesn't only need to be constrained to that one role. Sonic was more than likely always meant to be for kids. But look at what the community says about Sonic Omens. We are very clearly past that point of our lives where age is much of a factor. Nostalgia is there, but it is not necessary. And Sonic Omens doesn't really factor in on much nostalgia besides, well, artifacts that we see in the background, certain abilities that we see from Shadow and Sonic. The tornado itself is a callback, and my God, it's the one thing that I never want to be forced to play again. I loved that they actually brought back plane stages and being able to play as Tails, because it's been so long since we were able to do that. But just like my first run through with the final boss, if I didn't have any idea of what I was doing the first time around, and for the first 2 or 3 hours I was stuck in the Grand Canyon. I don't remember what the actual name of the stage was. And then there's the new one. Oh boy. If there's anything I can agree with all of you on, it is that the plane stages were a nightmare to get through. Just like many of us can probably agree, the Silver campaign in 06 was a nightmare to get through all the way, at least. Just like a lot of us can probably agree that fighting Datara in Naruto Clash of Ninja was one of the worst things we could have ever done. There's a lot of things in certain games that none of us want to go through anymore or again. And that's fine. It was made to be a challenge, at least as far as I can tell, and it accomplished its goal. Now, the Tails one might be an exception. Maybe they just didn't have enough resources to make a good level design like that. But I appreciate that they tried. And you might just say, oh, you're just a Sonic X fanboy, oh, you're just a Sonic Omens, get off there. Nah, no. I can wholly admit that there are more than a few shortcomings in this game. And a lot of it has to do with me just not being good at the game. Not all of it. Majority of it is definitely me just not knowing the mechanics of the game, and that slaps me in the face. Or sometimes just... Long story short, it's a mixture of me not knowing what to do and the game just being put together in such a way that there's really no easy way to go about some stages. Point blank period, no matter how much you try to learn it. Like I said, United Railroad, it's a great looking stage, but oh lord, so many things they could have done to just change it. I love it, but I also hate it. And for it to be the 5th to last stage, I think I'm supposed to. If I'm not, oh well. The good far outweighs the bad in my opinion. As you can see, if I were to literally just not keep restarting whenever I get hit in an unfortunate situation, or fall into an endless pit and just continue, things would be fine. But no. I sacrificed some runs that could be great despite a death to try to give y'all something to, you know, watch and enjoy. And that was completely my decision. Some people who play this game, I can see the mistakes they make. Some of them look like they're doing it on purpose. I'm not going to name drop anyone, but I saw someone doing Sonic's final level, not the boss fight, his final level, and they constantly ran into the laser that was circling around in those skydiving sections. it happened so many times that either the man just didn't learn his lesson, or he was doing it on purpose just so he could rag on the game because he hadn't been having a good time thus far. And things like that are just, to me, like, if you have to go out of your way to make it seem like the game is cheating you when it's obvious as hell to me that you just ran into an obstacle that would hurt you over and over and over again, it's just, it doesn't hit the same as, well, I tried to avoid them, but I got hit by something I couldn't see. That hasn't happened to me yet, but if that happened to him on stream, well, it would have been a different story. I can't defend this game if it does something like that, you know, like if you get blatantly cheated out of something. But on the other hand, if you make a mistake, you made a mistake. There's nothing on the game for you running into danger unironically or completely ironically. And trying to pin it on the game afterwards just to ruin the game's image, it's bound to work because the game already has kind of a sour image as it is because of the developers. But if we were to all just wait for a little bit and think, well, what's good about Sonic Omens? It's a decent boost formula fan game. Shadow is actually a different character from Sonic and not just a reskin like he is in Forces. And not a no-show like he is in Generations. Small rant aside. What else is good about this game? They at least bring back the attempt at bringing in Tails as a character alongside the Tornado, which is a long-time favorite of the Sonic series, considering that Sonic's plane, not Tails', that Sonic's plane, and there's just a lot to go on for here, and I feel like I'm running in circles with everything I say. So, because this is kind of dragging on, I'll finish off the video saying this. If you enjoy something, don't let what anyone says online deter you from sharing it. This game is easily one of the best 3D fan-made Sonic games I've ever played. Even with its flaws. Because all of us will know when we find a game that really catches our attention, we're going to look really close and dissect it and see what we do and don't like. Like Dragon Ball Xenoverse or Shinobi Striker. God, I don't ever want to play that game again. Don't get me wrong, Shinobi Strikers is a good game for what it is. It's just not my cup of tea. Going back to the point, though. Despite this game's flaws, it is fine. It is passable to me. Because the perfect Sonic game does not exist. Every Sonic game has its flaws. You might think, oh, but Sonic Adventure 2 doesn't. Yes, it does. Glitches exist in that game. Unfortunate circumstances can and will happen to you in that game. You might not see them as often as other games, but they exist. Sonic Adventure 2 is not perfect by any means. Sonic Adventure 1 is not perfect by any means. In fact, it could use a re-release. Sonic Generations was the closest thing the Sonic formula has ever seen to perfect because it had everything. But even it had its flaws. Critiquing something is fine. but letting it burn under the light of only harmful criticism is not wise. Because as someone else who was not defending this game, but was just speaking their mind about everything, also said, at some point, criticism stops becoming criticism and starts just becoming controversy. And at that point, less egotistical or confident developers won't share what they might have been working on for what was considered to be a passion project for them. It might become something more in line with Sonic Omens. It might become something that's just for whatever profit they can make off of it, or just to prove that they're better developers than the developers behind Sonic Omens. And there's no competition that should be there. If you are a developer of a popular, if you are developing something for a popular franchise, I'd imagine you're doing it because you want to, not because you want to impress anyone, because you decided you wanted to make something as a love letter to that series. And being discouraged from doing so just because other people online are gaslighting something is not what we want. Which is why when it comes to the controversy behind Sonic Omens, the only controversy you all should have is for what was actually done wrong. Monetizing something that wasn't theirs. You should have all of your torches and pitchforks ready for Ouroboros Studios. Or Bolt, the head developer. As well. Yeah. That is the person who deserves your spite. The game is to be viewed separately. It's not like I was a part of the development team for it. It's not like I can say something like that and automatically have it get any kind of traction. It's just, it's not fair to let the game's reputation be dragged down more than it already has by bringing up what the development team did. Because even something as successful as Dragon Ball did something as bad as plagiarism when it came to music. In case you don't all know, Bruce Falconer, one of the greatest musical talents that Dragon Ball had, was a plagiarizer. He didn't make his own original tracks all the time. And that's something that most people this day are acutely aware of. The Budokai series, Budokais 1, 2, and 3, also had plagiarized music. And no one holds a candle over that game and lets it burn. It just shows you how radically different things are when things need to suit other people's needs. People need, apparently right now, to hate Sonic. Or at least hate this game, which doesn't make much sense. You can hate the studio. Most people hate Bandai Namco. You can hate the development team. That's fine. But unless you have something actually constructive to say about Sonic Omens and why it itself is a bad game, there's no reason for you to be a part of the discussion. Unless you're just there to spread even more negativity. That's really all I have to say on the matter. And I know you've heard it multiple times. I just wanted to be crystal clear that the game, in my mind, has done nothing wrong besides been challenging. Sometimes gave a lack of information, or sometimes I just had a lack of understanding, and I paid for it. It's just how things are. The game does have issues, but to me, and more than likely to most others out there, the good does outweigh the bad when looking at this game through the lens of it being a different talking point altogether from Ouroboros Studios and Bolt, the creator. I hope I haven't wasted too much of your time with all this nitpicking and all just giving my opinions overall. When it comes down to it right now, in case you're wondering where I've been, things like Sonic Omens help me to feel motivated to do even a little bit of what I like to do here on YouTube. YouTube is not a job for me, and I don't ever want it to be a job for me. I would like it to be a passion, just like most games that the Sonic Fangame community have put together. I would like it to be something that I can give all my undivided attention to, so I can give to a place that has helped me through a lot of dark times, some of which I'm still going through. I just hope that even through this kind of a weird return, you all can just bear with me. I have a lot of projects in the works, and whenever I am feeling mentally well enough to continue them, I do. Whenever I'm feeling they have become the perfect version of themselves and that there's little more I can do to actually improve upon the videos in question, only then will I send them out for all of you to view. I don't want to show you all something that I know I could have did better on, because I know at the end of the day, even though I am only one person working on this, using assets from other parts of the YouTube community, it's really a blessing to be able to put together something like that, something as small as just, oh, make this guy fight this guy, make that guy fight that guy, make them fight them. It's so surreal how fulfilling it is when I can actually make a scene that really feels like Dragon Ball with already existing content. Even just using Dokkan sprite assets, which you wouldn't think would work so well. TLDR, I'm still working on other videos. I have no idea when they'll be up. So, as always, just continue to support other viewers like Divinity X, iKevinX, Solar Animations, iHeart Battle, or not iHeart Battle, Heart of Battle. Yeah, just continue to support them because they are all doing what they want to do as well, making stories or just random fights that people can enjoy. I'm actually associated with at least 2 of those people. And yeah, I guess it's about time I got back to work. I hope you all have an amazing day and enjoy what's to come on the channel whenever it does.
There won't be anything left to save if I don't speed up. Let's go. Lady. Fighting these guys brings back memories. Hey, buddy? Let's won't be anything left to save if I don't speed up. Let's go. Finding these guys brings back memories. Hey, buddy? There won't be anything left to save if I don't speed up. Here we go! Lighting! Go! Finding these guys brings back memories. Hey, buddy? Oh, yeah! Crap! Woo! Feeling good! Let's do this! There won't be anything left to save if I don't speed up. Lady! Grab! Finding these guys brings back memories. Hey, buddy? Let's go! All right! Can't stop now! Yeah! Ha! Ha! Go! Lighting! Grab! Ha! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! These bucket of bolts haven't changed a bit. Woo! Feeling good! Ready? Let's keep this going! almost there. Oh, no. Let's keep this going. Feeling good. Oh no. Ah! Let's go. All right, exiled. Come on out. It's over.
You're too late.
You're even uglier up close.
So full of yourself. I heard much about you from Thorndyke. He held you in such high regard. Your abilities, your compassion.
Breaking Chris's expectations. You want to talk? What's next? You'll go back in time and return with your pals?
Dark Oak. The one who had me thrown into your world. The one who had me exiled as soon as I stood up against his lust for revenge. No, controller of the light. I just want to go home.
Home? You destroy everything and everyone because you feel a little homesick? Are these monsters also a part of the plan?
They are the Omens. The Omens of the end of chaos. It was unexpected, but the reality where the emeralds no longer exist are doomed to be destroyed by them. This is the end of history.
Chaos. Sphere!
I will always protect you.
Consider this your bad omen!
Now you're the true controller of the light. All that is left is to break you.
You're no different than Dark Oak!
This time is long gone. My resolve is stronger.
Here we go!
Time for Lotus to bloom.
Going home! What a great motivation for genocide!
And it all begins with your demise.
Uh-oh! Not good! Sonic speed! Let's keep this going! Can't stop now! Let's do this! Let's go!
Time for Lotus to bloom.
Woo! Feeling good!
I'll end this world's miserable suffering.
You're no different than Dark Oak!
This time is long gone. My resolve is stronger. Time for Lotus to
great motivation for genocide.
And it all begins with your demise.
Uh-oh, not good. Let's go. Ah! Can't stop now. Ready, go!
I'll end this world's miserable suffering.
Ready, go!
This world has already proven unworthy. Your friend desired to change it, but his dreams died along with him. You too will not change anything.
Chris always was a dreamer, but he did change the world. Who are you to judge the world you gave up on? Here we go! Go! Woo! Feeling good! Let's go! Let's keep this going! Stop this madness! This isn't what Chris dreamt of! Sonic!
He is dead, and his dreams with him.
Let's do this!
See them? The omens of your doom.
They are here because of you! Woo! Feeling good! Let's go! Sonic speed! Here we go! Go! Let's do this! Let's go! Let's keep this going! Can't stop now! Woo! Feeling good! Here we go! Let's go! I'm no Omen, or a controller of light. I'm just a guy that lives to the fullest with the time I have, with no regrets. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog!
I see. Sonic the Hedgehog. I am the last of my kind. My last hope was to flee into the past as far as possible. Not to save someone, not to change something, but to see my own land for the last time, at any cost. I am going back home.
I will never forget you. Remember?
Hey, Eggman! I have to ask.
What?
Remember when you said you tried to use the emeralds to travel back in time? What did you want to change?
Well, even someone like me has some regrets in life, Sonic. But let's leave that story for another time.